Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have another project to share with you. We are using the Bountiful Border stamp set again, which I might have mentioned before is one of my favorites from the new catalog. It looks really simple, but it makes some really gorgeous cards. So I have another one of those to share with you, and this one is going to show you an alternate use for decorating your borders with designer series paper. And also I have a really cool tip for using the Greetings Thinlits, which are my favorite Thinlits from the new catalog. Super sweet. See that little hello on there? I will give you some really cool tricks for making it come out like a snap. So I think I've probably cut a couple hundred of these almost. Let's get stamping and I'll show you some tricks. One of the most common questions I get as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is, how do you get your ideas? How do you come up with these things? So one of my favorite things to do is to take the Stampin' Up! Catalog and idea book, because it's ideas, and flip through and just look for a design that, hey, I kind of like that design. Well, what do you know? How about we make a card with it using the Bountiful Border stamp set instead of the Silhouettes and Script, which is also a very cute stamp set. So you see how that works? It's really easy sometimes to flip through and find some cool ideas when you use the catalog for inspiration. So if you don't have a copy, contact your demonstrator, or if you don't have a demonstrator, well, let me know and I'd be happy to get you a catalog. So I have the cardstock ready to go here. And on our last card, we added a strip of designer series paper on the front of our card to help emphasize that border and give a little bit of interest there. But the front is not the only place to use designer series paper. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Trimmer and go ahead and cut off, I don't know, let's see, about 1/4 inch or so, maybe 3/8 of an inch, which on the new Stampin' Trimmer you can actually see because there's a ruler on this side. So anyway, get my scoring blade out of the way, use my cutting blade. So I've got that cut off, so now I have my cardstock ready to go. And on the inside of my card now, I'm going to attach this designer series paper, which is super fun. It's from the typeset specialty designer series paper. You get these awesome sort of typey patterns and so forth, but they are obviously good for lots of things. There's some bold numbers and some maps and things like that. It's one of my favorite staple papers to have on hand. Okay, I have another trick to show you with these awesome expressions, Greetings Thinlits, which are my favorite Thinlits from the new catalog. I have used them so much, the Greeting Thinlits dies, and they come 3 different words. It's thanks, cheers, and the hello that you see here. So I want to give you a tip for these because holy moly, they could not be easier to use when you add a dryer sheet to your sandwich. So it doesn't have to be it has to be an undried dryer sheet, but you can use them over and over again, as you can see that I've done here. You're going to take your cardstock, you're going to put it on top of the dryer sheet, then you're going to take your Thinlit, and then this is what you're going to run through. You don't have to use wax paper or anything like that. When it comes through, I've already big shotted this one. All you have to do is pop off your die. Okay, see how it cuts so cleanly? And then my favorite way to handle this is to just go ahead and peel off the background. Ta-da! And then peel off your words. So I can tell you, I mean, seriously, was that simple or what? I have made well over a couple hundred of these little words for different things, and I love that dryer sheet technique, so I wanted to share it with you. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled card. I am going to use the Blossom from Bountiful Border and go ahead and stamp this here. And I'm going to just rub on the back to make sure I get good contact. And then, as I did in our other project, I'm going to go ahead and do a placer image. So this one doesn't show in the end, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But what it does is it helps us figure out where to put our mask and place the other images, the leaves and so forth. So I have my mint macaron, and I'm going to grab my leaves here. And when I use this Post-it note mask, then it means that I can put my leaves on and have them look like they are popping out from behind the flower. And in that same vein, I want this one to go off the edge, but if I stamp here, I'm going to catch my cute border. So I'm going to open this up and stamp there. Okay, then get rid of that extra ink. All right, so now we have our blooms with our leaves behind it. I'm going to go ahead and take this one and cut it out, which I have now done through the magic of television. And then I'm going to show you a trick for making those like nesty looking things with a little tiny fine strings and threads. So my favorite way to do these is to take some dimensionals and pop them here on the back of our bloom and pull the backings off. Okay, we got to move this card, it's popping over. And then take your thread, this is the new metallic thread, and wrap it around your fingers a couple times. And I'm going to do 3 fingers and kind of get that. And I happen to like it when the ends catch about the same place. So now what I'm going to try and do, it's tricky sometimes, you got to try and stick this down on your card or whatnot. So my favorite way to handle it is to go ahead and just use those dimensionals to press your string into. So right now I have some string coming out this side. I really want some over there. So I'm going to pop this off to the side so that it's stuck in the dimensional, and now, oops, there you go, you can see it over there. So when I flip it over, I have that fun stringy design that's super popular. So then I'm going to take this and put it right directly over our placer. Let's see, there we go. Okay, and then we're not finished yet because we haven't added the sequins from our awesome sequin trim. So go ahead and trim the end if you need to. If you're doing your Stamps and Mail project, don't forget the sequin trim long strip was in the last project we did. And I shared a quick tip about using snail for this. Favorite way to add sequins now is to just pop the snail. See, this is the side I'm using it on. Pop a little snail on the background there. I'm adding 3 sequins when you're adding little embellishments like this. Working in odd numbers is good. It tends to be more pleasing to the eye. And then the last thing we need is our little hello that we cut out. And I'm going to take this and attach it with a tiny bit of green lead glue. And when I say tiny, I mean hello, tiny. It doesn't take much glue to pop this on here. And you might have noticed, if you are quick or paying attention or wondering, every time I use my green lead glue, I start by tapping it. So the reason I do that is to help the glue fall down towards the tip so that it's ready to squirt out and I don't have to like squeeze, and have it come out in an unpredictable way. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this here now. And like I've told you before, green lead glue takes a second to grab, but with paper it grabs a little faster. So here is our finished card for Stamps in the Mail Club. If you haven't gotten your kit yet this month, let me know. I still have a couple left that I can get to you. And the kits include the Bountiful Border Stamp Set, this really gorgeous one with the border ideas that we're using, along with kits for making all 4 projects this month, and the new in-color markers. So they're a great thing to have on hand, and you could use your markers instead of your ink pads with all of the projects that I'm showing you for this month. So have a great stamping day, and I look forward to stamping through our mail. Thanks so much for watching.